What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. Now, you might notice that we are about 4 minutes late. And the reason that we are 4 minutes late is because I'm sitting here waiting. I'm thinking, Marcel's cutting this a little bit fine. This is, I've spoken to him this morning. This is strange. Then Marcel messages me, goes, Owen, where are you? Where are you? Delia Smith said, where are you? What's going? Let's be having you. I'm thinking, wait a minute. What do you mean, where am I? I'm here. I'm right here. I'm waiting. And I've realized what's happened straight away. I bet you've clicked the wrong link. Silence for maybe a minute, 2 minutes. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Suddenly Marcel pops up. You all right? Disgrace. It's a cheat.
I was going to call Josh as well, thinking, what's going on, Josh? There's no Owen. Where's my superstar? Where is Owen? And I look at the top screen, it says, show completed an hour and 17 minutes. I'm thinking, this must really last week's one.
Well. Anyway, guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Deadline day, Marcel. It's deadline day. Happy deadline day to yourself. Maybe United have a couple of deadline day announcements. Well, they do have a couple of deadline day announcements. We're going to get into all of that. Get into Cristiano Ronaldo staying at Manchester United until January. At least we're going to get into James Garner moving to Everton. Isn't there a buyback clause? We're going to talk about Manchester United's window. We're going to do some predictions. Of course, there's a match. There's a match this evening as well. So we've got to get into that. So there's plenty of stuff to get into this morning, guys. So be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. You can also join the UV Members Club by clicking the link in the video description as well. You can nominate us for the Football Content Awards. Links are in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat as well. But apart from the lateness this morning, Marcel, how you doing?
I'm good. I was in a good mood. Up early, got the text from everyone up early, trying to just give the positivity, man. It's match day today. How can you not be happy today? Against bottom of the league as well. I'm looking forward to 3 points.
Well, we'll get into that. I mean, just don't like the jinx. You know what I mean? I don't like. You know me.
There's no such thing. There
is such a thing. Go talk to a man called Fleck. Okay, there is such a thing as the jinx. Anyway, let's start off talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. And talk about him staying at Manchester United this season. Now, I guess it was kind of expected anyway, considering that there wasn't really much going on with the days counting down to the end of the transfer window. But yesterday rather, Erik ten Hag had his press conference, spoke to the media ahead of tonight's trip to the King Power Stadium. And in the embargo part of the press conference, there's two parts. There's the part that's live, which was around 12:30 yesterday. And there's the embargoed part, which is the part at 10:30 that comes out after 10:30. And he was asked about the future of Cristiano Ronaldo, and the Manchester United manager confirmed indeed that Ronaldo is going to be sticking around until at least January. This is what he had to say, quotes, from the start, we said we'd plan with him, so that's our vision. It's not my vision. I think we are happy with him. He's happy to be here, and we want to make this season a success together. Now, when asked if he's spoken to Cristiano Ronaldo, Ten Hag said, quote, several times, yeah, we are on one page. And then he was asked, is Ronaldo happy to stay at Manchester United? And Ten Hag said, is Ronaldo happy to stay at Manchester United? Otherwise, he wouldn't be here. And then talking about how Ronaldo can fit into the sort of tactical style and the system of Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. Ten Hag said, quote, the way of play sets the demands. You can see in training, it's clear he has the capabilities. So he will fit in because I don't have to explain, a great player. He has great capabilities, so he will fit in every system or in every style. Now, when asked if Ronaldo is receptive to Manchester United's style of football, Ten Hag said, yes, clear. That's why we're talking. I said we are on one page and he knows what the demands are. And then obviously Fabrizio Romano this morning is saying that Erik ten Hag is convinced that Cristiano Ronaldo will ultimately remain at Manchester United, which is the same for the board. So I guess this transfer saga nears a conclusion, Marcel. Ronaldo stays. You ultimately surprised by that? How are you feeling about it?
Not surprised at all. Actually, maybe a little bit happy with the options in the market at the moment for strikers. I mean, I've said previously, once the window closes and Ronaldo realizes he's a Manchester United player, he's going to knuckle down and try and fit into the squad however he must. I think he's a very professional player, so he will get minutes. Whether it's in the Europa League, I think he knuckles down and plays. Whether it's in the Premier League, I think he knuckles down and plays. He's got a World Cup to look towards, I believe. So, in January, he maybe looks at it again and see if a club wants to pick him up. But he'll definitely be going at the end of next year. In terms of what Ten Hag maybe wants from Ronaldo, it's to come on and score goals. I just don't think he fits as well as everyone else. He was clearly a player that didn't want to be part of the preseason process, which doesn't make you a starter in my eyes.
Is that fair? Is that fair, though? I mean, he did say it was the personal issues. I'm not sure it's totally fair to say he didn't want to be part of it. I mean, we can't rule that out, can we?
Yeah, true. When you put that into account, for sure. But, with all the speculation, Owen, about him not wanting to be part of the club, talks of ambition and all these things, for me, he didn't seem like somebody that wanted to be part of the club. And when you consider that, I don't expect you to play with the first few games, regardless of who you are. So, he has to build his way, improve himself, part of the squad, attitude and them kind of things, and application, when it comes to the Brentford game and stuff like that, just didn't look right. So, we'll see how he fits in the squad as time goes on. But he definitely, if he stays, If he stays, he must knuckle down and be a Manchester United player. If he goes, good luck to him. I really don't care about what happens with Ronaldo. I think that the young forward, fluid free, we have to see more of that. So I believe that he knuckles down and becomes a good player for us. And what a player that is to have on your books.
Yeah, I think, look, it's got to the point now. First of all, Ronaldo is not going to be leaving at this point unless some kind of madness happens in the next, not even 24 hours at this point, in the next 12, 13, 14 hours. And it's not going to happen. It would be really naive and stupid of Manchester United now to sanction a move for Cristiano Ronaldo to leave the club without a replacement coming in. We're light up front anyway. We're really light up front anyway. Marcel is going to be out possibly the remainder of this month. He's definitely not playing tonight, definitely not playing against Arsenal. Manchester United released an article, I think it was on the app and on the website yesterday, saying that that the hope is he'll be fit in time for the international break, which is at the end of this month. So that means he's going to be out most likely for another 2-3 weeks. If that is the case, we've got one striker fit to play at the club, and he's not really a striker in Marcus Rashford. That's it. So that just goes to show the importance of Cristiano Ronaldo. Tactics and philosophies and systems be damned. We need players. And Ten Hag spoke about it in his press conference yesterday, saying, we're still light. I think he kind of put out there that, look, it looks unlikely we're going to do any more business now, apart from the players we know are going to get announced today. But in terms of any other business, that's unlikely. But we still need players in those attacking positions. Ten Hag spoke about it as well, saying that the forward players are the players that get the most fatigued because we expect the most from them. They have the most physical demands. We're now at the stage where we're playing 2-3 games a week, Thursday, Sunday, and possibly another game after that, with the Europa League and with the fixed congestion that comes with the World Cup. So we're not in the position now to let Cristiano Ronaldo go because we're not in the position to bring in a replacement. Ultimately as well, and that's one part of it, but there just haven't been offers as well. There just have not been offers for Cristiano Ronaldo. There have been links, and there have been speculation, but as far as concrete offers on the table, i.e. this is the money we're putting down, this is the offer to Cristiano Ronaldo, a contract offer or whatever, by all accounts, I believe the actual only concrete offer to Cristiano Ronaldo in this transfer window was that astronomical offer to go and play, I think it was in Saudi Arabia. That's it. That has really been the only offer to Ronaldo in this window. So you factor in that we can't get a replacement, factor in there aren't clubs available, and a deal for Cristiano Ronaldo is complex at the best of times, let alone with 24 hours to go. He's not going anywhere. And I agree with Erik ten Hag that Ronaldo knows the demands of what he expects. Whether or not he can physically do that, I think is another thing. And again, you have to, this is the problem when you talk about Ronaldo, you have to be careful because when you say that, when you say physically, he might not be able to do what Erik ten Hag wants his strikers to do, people for some reason get very offended by this, Marcel. They'll go, how dare you? How dare you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo like that? What? You think Antony Martial is better than Cristiano Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo's won everything. Martial's won nothing, and he's a sick note, and this, that, and the other. And you go, perfectly valid. Perfectly valid. You can't argue with that. But today, or maybe not today, because Martial's injured, but at the moment, Martial offers more in terms of what Ten Hag wants than Cristiano Ronaldo. That's not to say that Cristiano Ronaldo does not have a part to play. He has a big part to play this season at Manchester United going forward. It's just weird because we're at a stage where it's rotation Ronaldo. And that seems strange.
It's just Mother Nature. His body's wearing down. Ten Hag puts it perfectly, and it's a really interesting way for us to look at it as a Man United going forward. They're the first defenders. The forward line is the first defenders. And when you think of it like that, they have to now be very, vigilant, watch players that are coming through their line, mark players, close angles, make it difficult, give difficult passes for the defenders to make. They're the first defenders. They have to do a lot of physical work, especially running around. And Ronaldo wants to, at that age, utilize his energy in the best way possible, how he can affect the team best. He wants the team maybe to play towards him, that kind of thing. It's more ambidextrous now, the way the game is. You want to attack from both sides. You don't want to attack through just one player. So with Ronaldo at the age he is now, you can't really, tailor to his strengths with this kind of team and this system with Ten Hag. Everybody must run, everybody must press. Marcel can do that better, I think. And just the relationship that I think he has with Marcus Rashford at the moment and Sancho might even be better, and that translates on the pitch. So I don't know. Well, again, it's Ronaldo. That's a 20-goal season forward. So I expect 20 goals again this season. Maybe not in the Premier League in all comps this year, but it's still going to be very, very important to us, to the proliferation of success this season. If we're trying to get towards top fours and that, you're going to need somebody coming off the bench that scores goals. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was someone like that, coming off the bench, and it's still goals. So looking forward to see what he can do this season, honestly.
And also, Flex made a really good point. Big up Flex on Sky Sports, deadline day coverage.
Yes.
He did bring up a good point that once the speculation is over about his future, and it is for now, and I'm sure that will rear its head once we get to January. But for now, he is staying at Manchester United. He's still, like you say, he's still Cristiano Ronaldo. So why can't he adapt? Why can't he turn it around? We're talking about, physical, can he adapt to maybe the physicality of what Ten Hag wants? But like you said, he will still score goals. That is what Cristiano Ronaldo does. And we could be talking a completely different conversation in just like a month's time, 6 weeks time of going, I tell you what, once the window's shut, he just fired it right back up and he was Cristiano Ronaldo all over again. And it was amazing. And Man United are playing really well. And maybe I'm a bit too close to you. Maybe it's that optimism wearing off on me. I don't know. But
coming up,
he could do that, though. He can do that, can't he? Who knows what could happen? He can adapt and he can change and he'll score goals, right?
He's still world class. He's still world class. This is still world class forward. And there's different types of goals that Martial just can't score. That Oli was asking for Martial to score. That Ronaldo clearly can score. So we're looking at a player there that can score all types of goals in the game. Just the movement. This is just the movement. Unfortunately, the body's catching up to him. I think in terms of just being able to high intensity for 90 minutes, not 60, not 70. So even coming on at half time, it just gives us a lift as well as fans. Seeing somebody that we know, we offer him 2 or 3 chances, 2 of them go in. And that's kind of what you need as a club, and it encourages the other players to raise their game. So happy that he's part of the side. Happy.
Yeah, and also as well, we're going to get into the Leicester stuff a bit later on, but do you think he starts tonight against Leicester? A lot of people expected him to start against Southampton. Of course, he didn't. Leicester, if anything, he's got more chance of starting tonight because we've got a game in just a few days after that against Arsenal, so there's going to have to be some rotation. So do you think he starts tonight? That's
a good point. I didn't really consider that, and I'm thinking, it's a win against Leicester, win against Arsenal, and I don't see our best. I thought our best 11 would be playing in that, but you do have to consider this is bottom of the league, and we need somebody very assertive on the pitch. That any opportunity comes to him, he puts it away, just to give these Leicester fans no hope, no opportunity to grow into the game. Ronaldo's that guy for that. Early opportunity in the game, he puts it away. So. You're right. I think maybe it's him. I was really in my mind, and I'm thinking Antony. Something's telling me Antony needs to be part of this game. But I think it's Arsenal that he'll be around for sure.
The deal that hasn't even actually been confirmed yet as well. It's been an agreement in principle, but there hasn't actually been. Ten Hag, he wouldn't even really talk about it in his press conference. He went, well, hasn't actually been done yet. And I think similar to Ronaldo last season, right? Remember, Ronaldo, the agreement between Juventus and United got announced 2 or 3 days before deadline day, but then Ronaldo got announced on deadline day. And if you really want to be skeptical about all that kind of stuff, it's when are people on social media the most looking at transfers? Today. So you get the agreements done a couple of days before, and then you announce when deadline day gets the most traction, right? It's always up there. It's always thinking.
So, I do think he plays today, and if Antony's here in spirit. For me, he's here in spirit. I will see most probably some Antony shirts next time we're around Old Trafford. I most probably will see some because he's here. But I don't know. I think this is a good game for Ronaldo to play. We need somebody just to be absolutely assertive, a killer in front of goal, clinical. So I think, you maybe put him in this side, like you said, rotation for Sunday.
Do you think, though, I mean, let's say, okay, he's going to stay and he's going to stay until January, or really even really what, I guess whenever they break for the World Cup, which is what?
November,
early November time, late October. So do you expect him to go in January?
Yes, most probably. And I think we maybe get two astute signings, clever, cheaper option signings in another midfielder and a forward, most probably. I'm really hoping for Serginho Dest to walk through the door, but
not happening. He's going to ask AC Milan.
Is he gone?
Yeah, he got announced last night by Fabrizio Romano. It was a here we go. So those Dest rumors lasted about what? A few hours at most.
Just typical use United's name to get something big elsewhere. That sounds like. But
well, also you could say too, actually, this was a deal that could have been done, and clearly it could have been done because he moved in the end. So United, for whatever reason, decided not to pursue it.
I think we should have gone there. I think that would have really bolstered our hopes for maybe a top 4 position. I think that's 2 quality right backs that understand the system and style. But I think there's still maybe one more player to come in for something. Something tells me, and there's maybe one more. Right now we're on number 6, but I think number 7 could be the lucky number for us. I think one more could potentially come in on.
A couple of super chats here. Let's start off with A-Bob says, seeing all the new strikers scoring last night made me jealous. CR7, put this saga behind you and join the party. Another one here, I think, as well, from Aiden says, too bad Tony is never fit and always out of form. Well, I think it's not necessarily form that's the issue with Marcel at the moment. It's just the fact that, potentially we're going to get to a point where there might be especially if he's not back to the end of the month, sort of 7 or 8 games into the season and need to play 45 minutes. It's just not enough, is it? And it's just not good enough.
Yeah,
it's just not good enough for him. Let's move on. Let's talk about deadline day. Obviously, the deadline day deals were expected to be announced. They are Antony and Martin Dubravka. Let's start off with Antony. Obviously, you mentioned that he could possibly play at the weekend against Arsenal. What do you think he brings? Why is he so important? And why have we spent 100 million euros on him?
Certified wing play. This is a full winger that's going to fully hug the touchline, stretch the pitch, because everything, all the other lines behind him, the midfield and defensive line, they kind of are both narrow. We're looking for underlaps from our fullbacks, someone given a passing option in the left back, but a lot of underlaps from the low. So he needs someone to hold the pitch, the width of the pitch. I think that connection between Martinez and Antony will be very clear now. Antony's left-footed. Martinez is left-footed. Both of them are left-footed, but Martinez is left-footed. So he's going to open out his body to that side and spray the passes in that direction diagonally. And that's going to reach to Antony's feet. So it works in terms of, system and styles of play. I think that's an important thing that Ten Hag's been looking at. Balance. He speaks a lot about balance in the team. And that will definitely provide the balance. But we're looking at a direct footballer as well. Aggressive on the ball, 1v1s, a lot of trickery, good at retaining possession in tight areas. This is what we want at United. Old Trafford's going to be exciting now. We've got 2 fantastic... And I've always said Sancho's better on the left for me. He's better on the left. He really is. And that was when we got bums off seats last season, when he was, taking on players, because he's not fantastic at it and not direct, but like a Valencia, extremely direct. But Antony has got that directness, very quick on the ball, and he will light up Old Trafford for sure this season. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think he's worth it in terms of the 100 million? Of course, people are going to keep talking about that over and over and over and over and over and over again. Does it matter? Does it honestly matter if he delivers for United?
Yeah. See, once you live up to that price point, Owen, it's a thing where it doesn't really matter too much for me. I'm seeing Anthony Gordon, a young player, been touted 60 million.
What is it with the Antonys? Honestly, Anthony Gordon, Antony.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know. I'm not too worried about the price tag. It just screams poor incompetence from the board. We should have paid the cheaper price much earlier and been more decisive in the market. And you end up paying a bit of a premium now, and that makes perfect sense to me. But this is a quality player. This also screams backing of the manager. He's maybe got 4 players there that he's wanted out of the 6 for sure. And the
Yeah.
other 2 are a bit of a panic and a world-class player in Casemiro. But at the end of the day, for me, this is a quality footballer, Antony. And we're going to see exciting performances at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I mean, and as you mentioned, and as we just mentioned too, like, let's be honest, if he is successful, and he's not really known for huge output when it comes to 20 goals per season or assist or anything like that, but he's known for beating players and making things happen. Even if he can do that, and let's say we get top 4 this season, right? Say we get 4th, you go immediately, you go, oh, it's worth it. Like, it would be worth it immediately, and that's really as simple as it is, isn't it?
Yeah, even if you're in the Europa League, for me, we just need to get back into that Champions League. And I think this footballer develops. He's only 22. He still hasn't matured as a player. His game still needs to improve. So the numbers will come in a better side. And Man United are in the trajectory of becoming a better side than what Ajax is. Obviously, not currently, in my opinion, but not currently, but not previously in terms of what they had done last season and what we had achieved last season. But we are coming into our own right now, and we are becoming a much better side. It's just going to be exciting when the likes of Marcel adds to this mix and he's able to play off somebody that's got very good hold up ability, and Sancho's on the other side. It's looking very positive for us at the moment. So if we get into the Champions League this season, that's well worth. That's good money spent there.
Is that what, again, you're looking most forward to, shall you say, the balance that he's going to offer? What does it mean, though, then, shall we say, for Rashford and Sancho? I guess at the moment it doesn't matter too much because Rashford's going to be playing up front. But once Martial is fit and Ronaldo, if he does adapt, what does that mean for Rashford and Sancho? They're fighting for that left-hand side spot.
Yeah, can you become a man and mature in the game? We've asked for the next level from Rashford how many times now? Can he deliver it? It's that simple. It's just competition. It's healthy competition for places. I love it. This is exactly what you want. You want your manager to have a headache of this good young potential footballer, this footballer on form, this one. You want them all to be hungry and desperate to play. As far as I'm concerned, Rashford wants to be a forward. He wants to be a striker. So if he is playing today up front, we need to see goals. It's that simple. But for me, it's always going to be Sancho starting on the left. So Rashford's in a predicament where he has to hit this ground running. He has to deliver now this season. And we've all been saying that. This is his last season to show us what he's about.
And also as well, it looks like Antony isn't going to be the only deadline day deal announced. Martin Dubravka, of course, on loan, backup goalkeeper, third goalkeeper, depending on how you look at it. Obviously, you've been a critic of David De Gea and made your point very clear on him. Is there a possibility that Dubravka gets a shot over De Gea? Is there a possibility about any of that?
Yeah, I'm excited for this. And because this finally allows us to show up. We're not at our final form as a side. We can't build up from the back. We don't have no confident footballers that trust each other properly to build up properly. We've had to change our style of football completely. We can't dominate the games now because we're not starting in the defensive line, including the goalkeeper. We're not squeezing the pitch up high enough because we're worried about what De Gea is doing behind there. We just don't know. In the box against Southampton, there's opportunities to start counterattacks quickly and efficiently to get us on the break, what we're very good at, and he's hesitant. I'm very, very excited that we've got a new goalkeeper in here that's going to push De Gea to another levels or surpass him. I really think he should be getting opportunities as soon as possible. He should be starting against Leicester, in my opinion. The goalkeeper of this season is a priority. It's number 1 or 2 positions that need to be fixed and addressed immediately. De Gea needs to leave the club very, very quickly.
Can it be addressed immediately?
I would, if I was in Ten Hag's position, I would be putting Dubravka in as soon as possible.
Really?
Possible.
This was my thing with it. Is, if anything, I found it somewhat underwhelming because I'm with you in that if we'd have got a backup goalkeeper that was proficient with his feet or had a higher starting position, I'd say, wow, that's a real strong competition. He might not be the quality of David De Gea in terms of shot stopping, but that's competition because it's a true alternative to David De Gea. I don't really see that in Martin Dubravka, to be honest. I don't see that as a true alternative. I see it as a stopgap of, we pursued some backup goalkeepers. It didn't work. We went for Melier. We went for Jan Sommer from Borussia Mönchengladbach. We went for those people. They weren't available. They said no. Or we went for Kevin Trapp as well. But it didn't work, basically. So we're going to get Dubravka at this point. The only thing that I've seen is maybe he's got a bit of a higher starting position. But again, he's 33, and he's not the solution, clearly.
Yeah. Clearly. And I agree with you. And like I said, we've got 4 Ten Hag signings. The other two, one's a world-class CDM and the other one's a panic buy. So I clearly know that this is a panic buy. But for me, what I've seen from David, just give me something different. I've been saying Tom Heaton at some points through pre-season and the transfer window. I've been saying Tom Heaton in training and training videos. I've been making jokes about it with you guys, with everyone on the full views. And I'm being deadly serious though now, because this keeper, I think, has got a better IQ in terms of goalkeeping. I also think is a better shot stopper than De Gea. I said it last season. I don't think David De Gea's performances last season were anything that great. And I will stick by that decision. Honestly, this is an opportunity for, and let me see another goalkeeper go and goal in between the sticks, command the area, produce better performances than what I'm seeing, because we can't play the style that we want to play with David De Gea in goal. So let me see if we can do it with Dubravka.
Do you think Dubravka can do it though? I mean, this is the backup goalkeeper from Newcastle, Marcel.
He was the main goalkeeper and was playing very well. This is opinion. This is a game of opinions. Everybody has an opinion to the game, and he was a number one starter keeper at Newcastle at one point and just kind of faded away. I don't know why he wasn't favoured, but he has fantastic shot stopping ability. I can guarantee you that. And it's all about with the feet, though, like you said. So he's not clear competition in terms of the passing range and ability. And I've been speaking to a couple of Newcastle fans, and they're saying he's not that great at it, if I'm honest. But
I need to interrupt you there, Marcel. I need to interrupt you because we have some breaking news. It's official. Antony has been officially announced by Manchester United. As we're talking right now, Manchester United have just tweeted in the last 20 or 30 seconds saying Antony officially signs for Manchester United. They've released a video and everything. We'll read the statement that Manchester United have released in just a second. But indeed, if you are just joining us, Antony has been confirmed. Antony is confirmed. Antony is announced. This is what Manchester United have said, a lengthy statement with some quotes by everyone involved. Manchester United has completed the transfer of Antony from Ajax. He has signed a contract until 2027 with the option of an additional year. Talks about his goals and assists. This is what Antony has said about joining Manchester United. This is an incredible moment in my career to be joining one of the most iconic clubs in the world. I'm thankful to everyone who has believed in me, especially my family and all my coaches and teammates, because I could have not have got here without them. Playing under Erik ten Hag at Ajax was perfect for me and my development. His style of football and coaching brings out the best in me. I am excited by what he has told me about his plans and ambitions in Manchester. My time in Ajax was fantastic, and I will always be grateful for the trust they put in me. But now I am ready for the next challenge, and I can't wait to join my new teammates and play my part in bringing success to Manchester United. John Murtough, of course, Manchester United football director, has also said a few things, saying, quote, Antony is one of the most exciting young talents in European football and has exactly the right profile for the attacking dynamic team Erik is building. We have been especially impressed by his desire to join Manchester United and to be part of a long-term project to get the club back to the levels of performance we all expect. Marcel, what's your immediate reaction to all of that?
He's here in spirit. I said it maybe about 10 minutes ago. He's here in spirit. On cue, while we're live, on air. I knew he was going to come. Very happy news, very good news. Like he's saying, Erik ten Hag's brought the best in him. And we've been talking about young, hungry footballers coming to the club. Tick. Someone that wants to join the club, another tick. And somebody that understands Ten Hag's system, a third tick. This is kind of the right attributes that we want coming in just off the bat. And then when you talk about his ability, 1v1s, the skill, the technical level that this player possesses, I can only see good things coming from this signing. I'm just looking forward to seeing him being part of the club.
And also, now that he has been officially announced, what do you think that means for Arsenal at the weekend?
Problems for them. Problems.
But I mean, more so, do you think he plays?
Oh yeah, no, he has to. He has to.
Or does he start?
Hopefully, I would like to think so. Yes, he's been playing games at Ajax, so I would like to think so that he plays.
Because also as well, I suppose thinking about it, whether he plays or not. You say he's played games for Ajax, but he kind of hasn't at the same time as well. Because yes, he played the opening games of the season and all that kind of stuff, but this is a guy that hasn't been actively training the last few weeks, has he? He's been, strike's probably too strong of a word, but he's not been fully available. And possibly we might see a similar situation to what we saw with Casemiro, right? When Ten Hag goes, well, we've got to integrate him in the team and we've got to make sure he's ready and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that's a possible thing we could see? So it could be an Antony off the bench?
Yeah, Antony off the bench also works. I mean, against Arsenal, you're gonna want it's gonna be a high intensity game. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a high intensity game. So maybe you do bring him on 45 minutes to just get up to speed and understand the Prem. He's done that with Malacia and a couple others. So we'll see. But for that price, you've got to be starting lineup for me. You come straight into the team and you add
Well,
so
I think
much
he
to the
would
team.
be going forward, certainly. But I guess the thing would be is just that particular game against Arsenal. Is it too soon? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But who else do you start? Alanga again? I feel like
Possibly.
Anthony's offering so much structurally to the side, that you just have to put that player out. That's gonna stay wide. When he comes deep, he's wide. When he's long, he's wide. Anywhere he's always offering that extra stretch in the pitch at all times, and he knows where other players need to be. It's just about other players understanding his movement patterns now and where he likes to pass and what he likes to do when he's passing the ball. That's all it's going to be. But he's got quality.
And I suppose when it comes to the integrating him in the team, it's not going to take him long to get up to Erik ten Hag's style of play. You know what I mean? It'll be a case of actually, no, he knows exactly what Erik ten Hag wants. So hopefully that transition actually doesn't take too long. So I suppose maybe there could be an opportunity that he plays, right?
It's another thing. It's another one, just like Martinez. It's about the teammates understanding what Martinez wants to do, because that's been the closest to what Ten Hag wants. It's a similar thing. It's the other players need to understand where Antony is going to be now. It's a bit different because the managers brought him with that trust of, how I want to play, and I believe you can do it at this level. So it's about the other players around him just understanding his movement patterns and his game. And once they understand that, you're getting a fantastic footballer. And this is guaranteed for me in my mind. Just structurally where he plays. Yep, I will say it.
It's very clippable, Marcel. That's very
that's
clippable.
all right. That's all right. But looking forward to seeing what he offers to our side, because it's perfect. The wide areas, especially in this system, have to stay wide. They have to add extra width to the pitch to move players, out of their position, or to give them things to think about. And he does that very well.
Well, Marcel, you've got to have your critics, and one of them is Andil, says absolute delusion. Same Marcel, who talks about Ten Hag style, but can't look past Bruno, who clearly turns over possession that stunts the style.
And come on, I've admitted that Bruno is not the best player for this system. He's our captain though, and should be our captain, and that he's going to struggle, guys. I'm not deluded in that sense. I fully know that Bruno is finding it very difficult to adapt. But he's the captain for our club. He's the number one name that should be on the list every single game week, because he's definitely captain material.
So? That's a bit of a statement to make there, Marcel, that Bruno Fernandes should be the number one name on the team sheet every single week.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Right now.
Why?
He's just, like I say, he adds dynamic to the team. He runs and works hard for the team. It's a bit unstructured and a bit out of place at times.
A bit.
He complains. Yeah, I know. He complains a lot as well. I understand his faculties and his poor abilities, should I say. But for me, he's got to be right now one of the names on the team sheet. I mean, he has to be.
Oh yeah, one. But a couple of seconds ago, let's pick you up here. You said the first name on the team sheet.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, who else do you put to replace him right now on the team?
A lot of people would say Donny. Apparently, I've got an agenda against Donny, which I don't.
Sorry, unfortunately, Donny doesn't run enough, and
you nearly said your famous phrase there. We can put it here.
Unfortunately, I don't agree with you.
No, I don't agree with you guys. For those that will say Donny ahead of him right now, can I really see Donny going ahead of Eriksen and Bruno right now? Really and truly, is that what we're going to say right now? No, later on, when the team looks a lot better, I feel like Donny does understand the system a lot better than Bruno, has the technical abilities to play a lot better than Bruno. But right now, does this football club, what other captain do you put on the pitch then? Who's your captain then, if you take Bruno out of the side?
Well, there's a goalkeeper I can think of. There's a goalkeeper I can think of. Marcel.
Owen, that's what we're doing this morning.
Unfortunately, I don't agree with you.
We can do whatever you want this morning, Marcel. You know what I mean? We can do whatever we want. Imran says Varane. KC says Varane. Why can't they be captain?
KC. He's not fit enough to play. The best ability is availability. Bruno gives that in abundance. Marcel's Marcelin.
this morning. But if you are just joining us again, Manchester United have officially announced Antony's transfer from Ajax to Manchester United. It's official. It's complete. If you are just joining us, I'll read out what Manchester United have released once again, saying Manchester United has completed the transfer of Antony from Ajax. He has signed a contract until 2027 with the option of an additional year. So that's what, a 6-year contract? Yeah, 6-year contract overall. Antony has said, quote, "This is an incredible moment in my career to be joining one of the most iconic clubs in the world. I'm thankful to everyone who has believed in me, especially my family and all my coaches and teammates, because I could have not have got there without them. Playing under Erik ten Hag at Ajax was perfect for me and my development. His style of football and coaching brings out the best in me, and I am excited by what he told me about his plans and ambitions in Manchester. My time at Ajax was fantastic. I will always be grateful for the trust they put in me, but now I am ready for my next challenge. I can't wait to join my new teammates and play my part in bringing success to Manchester United." John Merton was also said, this is quite interesting comments actually, Marcel. "Antony is one of the most exciting young talents in European football and has exactly the right profile for the attacking dynamic team Erik is building. We have been especially impressed by his desire to join Manchester United and to be part of the long-term project to get the club back to the levels of performance that we expect." Do you agree with John Murto that Antony is one of the most exciting young talents in European football?
So I don't know the whole, footballing pool. So I don't want to say, yeah, he's the best and, speak lyrically about him without knowing.
So now you do believe in jinx. Now you do believe in the jinx. Just said earlier,
no,
jinx doesn't matter.
No, I just want to have an honest valuation of what I know about the European football. There's no jinx here. This is going to be a world-class footballer, a fantastic footballer for our club. Guaranteed. There's no jinx there with that. There's just me being honest with myself in terms of my footballing knowledge across the whole leagues of Europe.
So because you don't know every single European player, under the age of 22, you're going to say, "Well, I can't answer that question." When did you become a lawyer? Literally, this is lawyer Marcel going, "Wow, it's difficult to say. I don't know everyone." Politician Boris Marcel. Oh, I can't believe it.
I just want to be honest, that's all. But from what I'm seeing, he's perfect for Ten Hag's system, which makes him the number one choice as a right winger for our football club. And that's what's good, and that's when I say complete backing, that's what it is. You fully backed this guy's decision as a right winger to add to the club. So happy that, John Mert has said that along those lines, because that's the truth. He's going to be someone that fits perfectly into Ten Hag's system.
Wabo says Marcel is low-key KG and KG. Reckless. Old man says Simbin Marcel. Wow, Marcel's Marcelin this morning. We wouldn't have it any other way at all. So yes, Antony has been officially announced. As I mentioned, there's lots of stuff going on social media. Pictures of him in the kit, pictures of him doing keepy uppies. Of course, he won't be available for this evening's match against Leicester, but the chances are he's going to be in the squad, certainly, unless something barring something crazy happens. He's going to be in the squad to play Arsenal at the weekend as well. So exciting, and expect also at least one more deal to be announced later today. That, of course, being Martin Dubravka. Bit of a come down. Down after a €100 million player, but that is what that is. Speaking of also possible last day announcements, if we go back to the deadline day deals, there has been this discussion about possibly Memphis Depay. What do you think about that one? I mean, Fabrizio Romano has said that so far there are no new or fresh contacts with Manchester United, but I think Memphis Depay is one to watch until the end. United have explored the possibility, but that's all for now. Romano also said that Depay could terminate his contract at Barcelona anytime today, which if that is the case, I mean, unless I'm mistaken with the rules, if he's a free agent, surely that would give him more time to sign for Manchester United if that deal was possible. Would you take Depay?
Yes. We need options. He reminds me a bit of a Robbery type player because, and that's the kind of player we was looking for at the beginning of the window.
I don't think I've ever heard that comparison of Memphis Depay and Brian Brobby.
Yeah, he's just physical. He's a physical 9. I feel like he's a physical 9 that can do a bit of the hold up. He's not a winger anymore for me. He's 10 or 9. So you're looking for him to come in and maybe play that role while Martial's not around. You know, I think, you know, they've got and not in terms of quality. I think Memphis has got a lot more quality than that player. But in terms of just their physique is what I'm talking about, you know, and their style of game. I think back to goal, Memphis can play back to goal. And that's what I mean, not in terms of their accolades, career abilities, that thing, no. But just one aspect of their ability anyway. But I would take him. Yes, we need players, Owen. We need footballers. We don't have enough in that forward line. And if he's coming, there's nothing better than a comeback story, you know, and him coming back and delivering for the club and having a good role. There's an option there for him to come in if it's possible, if a deal can be done. Ten Hag's been saying it. You have to be alert throughout the whole of the window. So if we are alert and there's an opportunity there, why not bring him in? How many forwards do we have right now? Starting Premier League level forwards, not that many.
I would take Memphis on a free. Earlier on in the window, I've gone so back and forth on this Memphis one. Earlier on in the window, if we were paying a lot of money for Memphis, I'd be like, no way. But you know, possibly a free transfer. I'd be conscious about how much his wages are going to be. But I agree with what you've just said, and I agree what Erik ten Hag was saying yesterday. Just saying, look, in those forward positions, we still need players, and you can't dispute that at this stage, you know, this season, Depay would be a decent option for us. You know, especially with the striking situation at the moment. I mean, is he a proper number 9? No, but he's a player that can play across the front three, which is ultimately what we need. So he'd certainly be an option. Look, last time he was at Manchester United, I was a season ticket holder for that season at United that season, and he was rubbish. You can't mistake. I was there when he scored his first goal, Champions League qualifier against Club Brugge, great goal, but it just didn't offer anything, really. He just was, and I don't know if that's the expectation, the pressure. It was Louis van Gaal's second season, and that season was awful. It was one of the most boring seasons ever. I went to like 3 consecutive 0-0 draws at home for Manchester United. It was dull as anything. I hadn't seen Manchester United lose a game at Old Trafford. I had the best record. I could rival The Undertaker with an undefeated record at Old Trafford, right? My first game that I went was against Leeds at home in, I think it was August or September of 2003, right? Yeah. And then for 12 years, not consecutively every single home game, but I went to home games for 12 years and I never saw United lose ever for 12 years, right? Until 2015 when we lost at home to Southampton 1-0. Charlie Austin header, last couple of minutes. I don't blame Memphis Depay. I don't blame Memphis Depay. I blame Louis van Gaal, and I was livid, right? I was furious. So that season, I just don't look back on fondly. Even though we won like the FA Cup and all that kind of stuff, it was bullshit, okay? My undefeated streak came to an end. So I don't really know where I was going with that one. Memphis Depay, yeah, I would have him back. But can it be done? I don't know. Maybe if he does terminate his contract or his contract gets terminated, then possibly something could happen there as well. We've got over 1,500 people watching, still less than 200 likes. 260 likes. We can do better. We can do better. I've also heard 500 more. I've also heard that we've got to not demand. You have to ask politely. I think people react better if you ask politely to hit the like button. So I'll do my best Oliver Twist impression, where I'll get something like this. Please, sir, can I have some more in terms of likes? I'm multifaceted. Not only can I sing, I can act. Yeah? So Oliver Twist, I can do that. So smash a like on the like button if you want. There's obviously a game tonight as well. We're playing Leicester. I do want to show a clip, actually, because the match preview for the Leicester game dropped this morning. I spoke to Lee Chappie, Leicester fan. It's all not going well at Leicester at the moment. And what is becoming a staple of the match preview shows is the quick fire round. So let's take a closer look at Lee Chappie's response to some of these quick fire questions in the quick fire round, and then we'll get into our Leicester predictions. Let's get into what has become a staple of the match preview, and that is the quick fire round. We're going to fire in some quick fire questions. So let's start with the quick fire round. Will Brendan Rodgers be Leicester's manager at the end of the season?
No.
Is Wesley Fofana worth £75 million?
Without the injury, yeah. We don't know right now how fit he is.
Where will Leicester City finish in the league this season?
12.
Should Kasper Schmeichel have stayed at Leicester this season?
No, he's made the right choice.
Will Leicester City win another trophy during your lifetime?
Before Spurs do.
What one Manchester United player would you take at Leicester?
Fergie. Ollie. Maybe Ollie. I don't know, actually. That's a tough one. Definitely Ferguson. Who's not taking Ferguson? Best manager ever. I wonder if Jose would do anything at Leicester.
A player, current player?
Current player?
Yeah.
Current player. You know what? I take Maguire back right now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You can have him. And finally, is Jamie Vardy the greatest Leicester City player of all time?
Yes. Next question.
That's the end of the questions. I just honestly was flabbergasted when he said, I'd take Maguire back now. I thought it was a genuine offer. Seriously. You can.
The music stopped everything.
Yeah,
He looks like Jamie Vardy, by the way. What's his name?
It does look Lee Chappie. Yeah, you can check him out. He's on the links to his channel and all that. They're on the video. So be sure to check that out. He does, yeah, absolutely does. But Maguire, he take it back. And I enjoyed when I said, which Man United player would you take? And then you start talking about managers.
Yeah.
Player. But be sure to check that out. Super chat from V33 says, hand to heart, did you guys not see this coming? Real to Juve, Juve to United, CR7's exits are filled with drama. All we needed to do was just let him join City. Board screwed us for nostalgia and marketing. Wow, V33, not a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan, but yes, be sure to check out the match preview. This morning's been quite reckless, and then the recklessness continues. Lee would have Maguire back, and he can have him swap for Tielemans or someone like that. More than happy for that. But to get into tonight's game, Marcel, again, Leicester, bottom of the league. They've had a terrible start to the season. Drew their first game and then lost their next three. They've brought in nobody at all. Do we have to be cautious though? Do you have to be careful? Because it's still King Power, it's still Leicester. They can still cause problems.
Yeah, King Power Stadium for sure. When it's an away fixture, which is also quite difficult. But we need to brush this team aside, if I'm honest with you. This team needs to get brushed aside. They're at the bottom of the league. And if we can't win these kind of games, these are the kind of fixtures that we need to be winning. We're just coming off a 2-win streak now. You've got to keep that momentum going. It makes the game, coming on Sunday even more important. And we'll win that game as well, I believe. But this has to be 3 points. This kind of game is where points are there to be won for us. Leicester haven't been playing well. They've lost key players, captain in Kasper Schmeichel. Fofana, key the defensive line is completely different now. I haven't seen any good performances from anyone. James Maddison touted to go. Is Vardy the same Vardy? For me, I don't know. This game should be a game where we win it comfortably.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but it's still Man United, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's the type of game. Look, last season we were rubbish at the King Power. We got beat. Was it 4-2?
Yes.
And I think Leicester actually unbeaten against us in their last 4 games or something like that.
Yeah, they've done well.
So a record recently isn't great, but you could argue, is it the same Leicester side? Probably not.
The same Man United side, Owen. What about talking about us? We're completely different now. We're hungry. These players are hungry. I've heard Bruno talking.
Why do you say these things? 2 wins and we're a completely different side.
Yes, that's what you're saying. And it has to start from somewhere. The seed starts from somewhere and it grows from there. It starts from somewhere, and we've seen it against Liverpool. It was a sacrifice, like Bruno mentioned in his pre-match and his post-match. We've sacrificed. They can feel it, is what he's saying. They can feel it within amongst each other that they're going into a transformation. They're looking at a better team in terms of, structurally, and they're believing in each other. So that we've got to let's see them prove it again against Leicester, 20th in the league, Owen. The worst team that's been performing in the league. That's who we're going to be performing against tonight. It should be 3 points. I can't see past 3 points, and the players have to have that attitude. Ten Hag's going to be instilling that attitude into these players. So that's what I'm looking forward to. If Ronaldo starts, it's more reason for him to be hungry. Somebody mentioned in the comments before, every other striker in world football scored goals. That means Ronaldo wants to score goals. So you've got one player there for sure that wants to play. Bruno's going to be captain again. He's hungry. So we're looking forward.
Be first name on the team sheet, shouldn't he, Marcel?
He will be first name on the team sheet, funny enough. So, I'm looking forward to this game. This game is a game that we should be winning. Yes, it's Man United, but this is a different Man United. That's what we should be speaking and talking about. This is a different side now.
I mean, look, I'm with you that it's we should be winning this game. Momentum is on our side. Clearly, it's not on Leicester's side. I'm with you with that. But to say that it's a different Manchester United, I mean, after a couple of games, I don't know. In terms of a side, like I expect Casemiro to start tonight, and then that would be a situation where there's 4 first team players, new signings that are in the side, and that's on paper somewhat of a different side. But I still recall last season, those kind of performances. And not even actually forget last season. I still recall the first 2 games, Marcel, of this season. They weren't that long ago. Yeah. So look, you can't tell me if, say, Leicester score in the opening 5 minutes, 10 minutes, what happens to Manchester United then?
Heads start to drop, and we're asking about their character as players, and that's the question.
So how can you be confident to say this is a different side?
Because that's what the game demands. That's what the game demands. When you go 1-0 down, it demands that you put your head up and you go again. That's what the game demands. And these players, I think, are starting to understand that. Oh, I know. I don't know what I'm saying. I know they're starting to understand that. You talk about the last 2 fixtures, or the first 2 fixtures, of the season. That was with the likes of a Luke Shaw, bottle job behaviour, Maguire.
What starts tonight?
But then I have a different opinion.
Because Luke Shaw, it's very realistic that Luke Shaw could start tonight, because again, we've got Arsenal in 3 days, and do you expect Malacia to play 2 games at left back in this kind of system in 3 days? Maybe because actually I've got to start Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it's a good point as well. That's a really good point, Owen. And when you put that into context, 1 or 2 players from last season that have been shocking, diabolical, will most probably be playing. And Luke Shaw maybe does play, but it's against 20th in the league. So I have to put that into perspective here, Owen. It's against 20th place. So if there's a game where he should be competent enough, it should be this fixture. And I'm still expecting for him to play half decent at least, for sure. So, yeah. Lifetime supply
of hope. You're going to be at the game. You're at the game tonight, though, aren't you?
I'm there. I can't wait. I can't wait, Owen, because it's going to be a very, very good result. It's going to be a positive result for Man United for sure.
Marcel's going full out. You going to go over a score prediction as well?
So you speak about us conceding the first goal. So. I know, and it's gonna, and like you said, you put in there that it's a new back line, or potentially, it won't. I really like how the back line's been playing, and if you add a Luke Shaw in there, that's maybe not as confident and aggressive in the tackle and the press like Malacia is, or if you add somebody like Maguire, that's a bit more slow when you're playing the high line. I don't know, so I would say 2-1 United. It's going to be a close result. But if we score first, then I think we go on to just be confident and express ourselves. But if they score first, we've got to fight. We've got to fight and produce more sacrifice.
I agree with you. With that. I do think the first goal is crucial because for both sides, actually, because say if we score early, I think Leicester collapse. Obviously, if they score, so do we. We're still fragile. We know that. Team selection is going to be really interesting because I do think there are changes. One, because I think Casemiro starts, but also I do think Ten Hag is going to have an eye to the game at the weekend against Arsenal because we need our strongest 11 for that Arsenal game. I know the Arsenal fans are all gassed up at the moment, and I know people are giving them, stick about, oh, you're over celebrating, blah, blah, blah. Look, even though they've had a good run of games, winning them is still a different prospect. They've won 5 games in a row. They haven't done that for Lord knows how long. So make no mistake, it's going to be a really difficult game at Old Trafford. I think that if we win tonight, I'm confident going into that game, but I feel like, actually, you know what? Momentum, Old Trafford, their first big test of the season. We've had a big test this season in Liverpool at Old Trafford, and we passed that test when nobody thought we would. So I'd feel confident going into that game, but we've got to get past Leicester tonight because make no mistake, if we lose the bottom of the table tonight, then you go into that Arsenal game at Old Trafford and you're going, shit, like we could be in trouble.
I'm glad you mentioned the next game within this same week. It's imperative that we win this game, and then you go on to win Arsenal, and then you go on. I think it's Leeds next. I sense a good form of games right now.
You could go through every game. We just go. We got to win that game. Go win that game. Go win every game.
No, but for me, the 2nd of October is when we maybe, find it difficult. But the next maybe 4 games, they're winnable football matches for me. 3 points. But, it's the 2nd of October where, okay, we've got a roadblock here and a very difficult predicament. But other than that, these are games that you should be able to execute. They're a nice run of games here. Against the bottom of the table, and then going to, Old Trafford and making it a fortress again against a big side. I can only see a good result there as well. So, it's important. It's very important that we get the first goal. And that attitude should be instilled to these players, this fixture. It's important that we execute as quickly and early as possible, get your recovery in, and look towards Sunday.
Score prediction?
Yeah, 2-1. 2-1 Manchester United Football Club. If we score first, it might even be 3-1 or so, but 2-1 for sure, Man United.
I think I went with 2-1 in the match preview, so I'm going to go with that. Even though I don't do predictions, I'm changing the season. No one can stop me, Marcel. I can do what I want.
Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful.
I'm going to go with 2-1. Finally, before we wrap things up, if you are just joining us once again, the big news this morning that Antony has officially been announced as a Manchester United player. It was announced about half an hour ago at 9:30. Just to reiterate once again, Manchester United have completed the signing of Antony from Ajax. He signed a 5-year contract with an additional extra year, so possibly 6 years total at the club. Antony has said, "This is an incredible moment in my career to be joining one of the most iconic clubs in the world. I'm thankful to everyone who has believed in me, especially my family and all my coaches and teammates, because I could have not have got here without them. Playing under Erik ten Hag at Ajax was perfect for me and my development. His style of football and coaching brings out the best in me, and I am excited by what he has told me about his plans and ambitions in Manchester. My time at Ajax was fantastic, and I will always be grateful for the trust they put in me. But now I'm ready for the next challenge, and I can't wait to join my new teammates and play my part in bringing success to Manchester United." So there you go. Antony is officially a Manchester United player. As I mentioned, the match preview is still live on the channel, so be sure to check that out. We will be live this evening as well for the match view. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock tonight, so we're going to be live at 7:30 to build up to that one and watch it all live. Marcel is going to actually be at the King Power Stadium with Flex, so we'll be able to check out his view after the game. And Flex will be joined by a couple of regulars as well. I think Cam's at the game too.
He's
I think
there.
The game as well. He'll be there. So it's going to be, we've got all bases covered for this evening. So be sure to check all of it out. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're out of here. And actually, smash a like on the like button on the way out. We've got about 80 likes to go to 500. We can do it. We can do it as we leave, right?
Yeah,
it's the opposite of put your shoes on before you leave. Don't walk out into the street in your socks. It's just weird. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Barefoot, man.
No, there is. I mean, there might be glass. There might be dirt on the floor. Come on. Anyway, we're out of here. Have a good one. Peace.